we've come to a deal, pretty much subject to getting it written. It'll take probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 5 weeks. As you know, we're going to be in Chile together at the big summit, and maybe it'll be then, or maybe it'll be sometime around then. Another big issue that we've come to conclusion on is currency, foreign exchange. We've also made very good progress on technology transfer, and we'll put some of technology transfer in phase 1. Phase 2 will start negotiations almost immediately after we've concluded phase 1 and papered it. And I think phase 1 should happen pretty quickly. So you have intellectual property. We have an agreement on intellectual property. Financial services, the banks and all of the financial services companies will be very, very happy with what we've been able to get. And every time there's a little bad news, the market would go down incredibly. And technology transfer, we'll have some technology transfer in the agreement, but technology transfer will largely be done here and also in phase 2. So we're going to start negotiating phase 2 after phase 1 is completed and signed. And then there may be a phase 3, or we may get it done in phase 2. So you'll either have 2 phases or 3 phases.
Well, thank you very much. Could I see that?
A tremendous deal for the farmers, a purchase of from $40 to $50 billion worth of agricultural products. To show you how big that is, that would be 2.5, 3 times what China had purchased at its highest point thus far. So,
firstly, on behalf of the Chinese government.
So the tariffs on the increase from 25% to 30%, that will be suspended. We'll be paying 25, but we're not increasing it to 30. And then you might want to mention the additional tariff.
The additional tariffs are scheduled to go into effect, as many of you know, the second half of September. That is scheduled into effect on December the 15th, and the president has not made a final decision on that, but there's plenty of time to make that decision. And that is certainly part of this process that the Chinese are working their way through. So the first one has been suspended. The second one is subject to the president making a final decision, but the way this timing works out, that'll be well in advance of that date.
For this opportunity for me to speak up, and all my colleagues are happy about it.
I think they're great. I think the relationship in certain ways may be better than it's ever been. We've been through a very tough negotiation. There's never been a negotiation like this. In all fairness, I give China tremendous credit, because for 25 or 30 years, they've done very well with the U.S., and now we're doing something jointly. We're doing it in a fair manner. I give China credit for what they've done over the last 30 years, tremendous credit. I don't blame China, I blame the people representing our country. Now we have a deal that I think ultimately is going to be just fantastic for China and fantastic for the United States. Yes. Oh. Yes, this is for guys like John that aren't good with Chinese. They'll have that magnified so fast your head will spin. Well, it's a tremendous message, and thank you very much. And I've read this, and I appreciate it very much.